got a little bit of the wiggle out this time. We're going to find out. No, I didn't. Okay, well, it's certainly less, right? Okay, so for those who are just tuning in, I have a new phone. I have a new car mount thing. I'm working out the kinks. You see it wiggling, vibrating. I'm sorry. Future videos at some point will be better. What point that is, can't say yet. I don't know. We're still working on it. Maybe next time. Maybe 3 years. I mean, who can really say? Maybe not until I get another new phone.
Did you hear the voice? I love email as
well. As of recording this, it is Monday. My son's 3rd birthday party is on Saturday. His actual birthday is not until I think the following Monday. But the party's on Saturday. Now, a year ago, I started a tradition where I would compose and record a song for the kids for their birthday. And I did not think of this idea in time for their first birthday, for Christian's first birthday. But I started on his 2nd birthday and then Karis's first birthday, and hope to keep that up. Well, I am almost done recording the song. I've recorded all the parts. It's really just a matter of mixing now. And so, really, really close. And this morning I'm humming it in my head, and I noticed that I immediately transition from that melody to a different melody. And I realize as I'm doing that I was not singing my song at all. I was singing a different song, and I had totally ripped off that melody. And so I kind of went on a frantic search, and it took me a while to remember the name of the song, but I did remember it. I got my iPod out, started listening. Sure enough, totally had stolen it. Which I am happy that I noticed now, so that I will not release the version of it that was stolen. And thankfully, only the melody is stolen, and not the music behind it, not the instruments. So that actually is really good news, because all I need to do now is actually rewrite and re-record the melody of it. So I'll be working on that a little bit today, and I will hopefully get that done by Saturday. I will not tell you what the song is, because when I do release the song this weekend or early next week, then you will be comparing it to the original, and I don't want you doing that. As it is now, y'all probably try to hunt it down. Probably shouldn't have even said it. Now, this is not the first time I've done this. I think this is a pretty common occurrence amongst musicians, that you kind of get something stuck in your head, and after a while it seems so natural to you that you can't remember if it's original or if it's from something else, but for the life of you can't place it, and you just kind of have to rely on your memory or the memory of your friends to eventually go, yeah, that was, I don't know, Led Zeppelin or someone like that. If you go on YouTube and look up, plagiarized songs, there's a lot of these that are out there, and some of them are a bit of a stretch, but there are the most famous example probably is George Harrison's "My Sweet Lord," which is an incredibly good song, and what's really sad about that song is he actually did add a little bit of melody to it, and that bit of melody actually makes the song 20 times better. But since 80% of it is completely 100% ripped off, yeah, it's ripped off song. But there was actually one that I did I'm a big Rush fan now, but that's been kind of a recent development. I did not listen to Rush forever. And like when I say I didn't listen to Rush, it's like, the local classic rock radio station only played 2 songs anyway, Tom Sawyer and Limelight, and so that's pretty much all I heard of Rush. When I say that I was not a fan of Rush, what I mean is, like, when I was in high school listening to Rush Limbaugh, and he'd had his parody of Tom Sawyer that was about Rush Limbaugh, I didn't know what the original song was. Yeah, I didn't know a lot of classic rock back then. Anyways, the point of it is that I wrote this one song that was actually a very, very, very good song, I thought, for a band I was in, and only one person in the band caught it and said, man, this sounds really, really kind of familiar to Fly By Night. And I had no idea what that song was. I had no idea what that song was. And honestly, when I got home, I couldn't remember what song he had mentioned. And then by the next week, when I meant to ask him about it again, and I forgot. And it was sometime later that he mentioned it again. Like, dude, we can't do this song. It sounds like Fly By Night. And so eventually, I listened to Fly By Night. Yeah, and the melody that I wrote was completely 100% different. The riff was exactly, I mean, note for note, beat by beat, exactly Fly By Night. I don't know actually where I had heard Fly By Night ever before that. Obviously I had. I mean, you don't do like 4 straight measures of the exact same riff in the exact same rhythm, actually in the same key, without hearing the song at some point. But I don't recall ever hearing it before. Since then, Fly By Night's actually become one of my favorite songs, and it's really sad. And one day I'm going to go back and rewrite the riff to be quite a bit different, because I really like the melody, see if I can fit it with something else. But that's actually a lot harder to fix than the melody, because the entire band is playing off this riff, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that right now. One day. All right, well, stay tuned, and hopefully around the end of the week, I will have a video for you of the new song with some pictures and videos of Christian, and hope you'll enjoy it, and we'll talk to you later.